Hello, thank you for joining us here at 6. I'm Hoyt.
And I'm Jurnee Taylor. Tonight, Pine Bluff's renters ordinance is back under review as city leaders rework the proposal, but landlords remain split on whether it protects tenants or goes too far.
THV 11's Maya Ellison has been following all this, the discussion. She brings us the latest on what to expect now.
Councilmember Brown just made a motion. Councilmember Holcomb just seconded that the measure be tabled and sent back to committee.
And after a 5-3 vote Monday night, Pine Bluff city leaders tabled a proposed rental ordinance that would hold landlords more accountable for property conditions. Councilman William Fells introduced the measure. It would allow the city to fine landlords up to $1,000 if rental homes fall below basic safety standards.
The ordinance is a blank check, and it's unchecked power to the city that we don't agree with.
Lloyd Franklin, a local landlord, spoke against the measure. He says he supports safe housing, but argues landlords were left out of the process.
When you increase all of the requirements, in turn, that's going to increase the rental rates of what they're charging for rent, and all of a sudden affordable housing goes out of the window.
And not everyone agrees.
It's not pro-tenant. It's giving both sides a process. It makes the process formal on what to do.
Angela White-Smith, a landlord and executive director of Habitat for Humanity, says the ordinance also addresses property values.
A lot of our houses are unfortunately undervalued because we may have a homeowner who's doing a great job of maintaining their property, and we may have a local or out-of-state person or entity that is not vested in their property, and that's bringing the home values down for everyone.
Smith says some rental properties are in such poor conditions that it's unclear whether the tenant or landlord is responsible for repairs.
The goal is to provide water, electricity, heat, and air. The ordinance does not say that the landlord has to pay for it, but the building has to have those amenities.
Under Arkansas law, renters take properties, quote, as is. Landlords aren't required to provide additional maintenance, but city building codes are meant to protect tenant safety. Fell says that's the point.
It's important that we remember this ordinance is about accountability for landlords, and this is about providing safe, habitable housing units for tenants.
In Pine Bluff, Maya Ellison, THV 11 News.
Maya, thank you. And Councilmember Fells there says another meeting is going to be held on Monday where leaders will again hear from the public.
Well, more housing news. This out of Pulaski County, where Republican county judge candidate Michael Russian is proposing a major overhaul of public housing just a day after the federal government took over the Little Rock Housing Authority.
Russian says he wants to dissolve 4 separate municipal housing agencies and create one for the whole county. Russian's set to face Democrat Wendell Griffin come November.
The special session is now finished at the state capitol, with Governor Sanders officially signing 3 tax bills. Income tax now sits at 3.7% and corporate tax now sits at 4.1%. According to the governor, that is the lowest since the tax was created over 100 years ago and will help people in all parts of the state.
Today, we're going to double down on a strategy that has made Arkansas the #1 state for lowest cost of living, the #1 state Americans are moving to, and routinely one of the top states for economic growth in the country.
She also signed an increase in the homestead tax credit. The move raises the tax credit from $600 to $675.
And Governor Sarah Huckabee Sanders with a busy Wednesday, starting it off with an announcement at War Memorial Stadium, the launch of a campaign designed to make pregnant women more aware of public health units closer to their home. It's called Claim Your Care and points families to the dozens of county facilities run by the state health department. The campaign will get the word out that they offer prenatal care, pregnancy testing, and other care that expecting mothers may need.
Meanwhile, lawmakers in the state House and Senate are stepping in with a new option after a mistake kept 150 girls out of Girls State. They are launching the Arkansas Civic Leadership Institute, which will allow those students their day at the Capitol on May 26.
Controversial data center proposals.
It was a stormy start to our Wednesday across central Arkansas. There's still some rain roaming around as of this hour. Here's a radar loop. It's light activity, nothing like the gully washers we saw out there early this morning and also into the overnight. But you see a band of some moderate rain at times, stretching from Hempstead County, Nevada County, all the way up into the Little Rock Metro. Temperatures, it is chilly for this time of year. 54 right now in Little Rock, but it's 63 in Russellville because you saw some sunshine out there earlier this afternoon, but most locations are into the 50s. The rain moves out as we go through the rest of the evening, but if you have dinner plans, take the rain gear with you because the rain will probably stick around at least until midnight for most locations. And you see the clearing happening late tonight, and for the start of your Thursday, we'll see more sunshine out there on Thursday. Lows tonight dropping down into the mid to upper 40s, maybe even some upper 30s in northwest Arkansas, where they'll see more in the form of clear skies. Tomorrow, we'll see sun with some high clouds. Temperatures very comfortable, warming up into the low 70s. Friday looks fantastic, but going into Mother's Day weekend, the weather goes unsettled once again. I'll have the latest rain chances for Mother's Day coming up.
All right, Nathan, thank you. Controversial data center proposals are popping up across the region. In Conway, city leaders are hearing from members of the public now. THV 11's Carter Threet reports on what you can expect at that meeting and how you can get involved.
2 data centers planned for the Little Rock area have made headlines this year, but another data center was announced last year, this one in southwest Conway near the city's airport. It's currently unclear which company is behind the project, which would be located off Lolly Road. What is clear, not everyone in the city supports it, with residents taking to social media in recent weeks with concerns, mostly about the environment. Now the city is looking to address those concerns, scheduling a public committee meeting for next Tuesday, May 12th. Mayor Bart Castleberry says he knows residents have questions, and he and other city leaders will take the opportunity to listen and gather feedback. I spoke with one resident, Josiah Dickens, who says he and others plan to be at the meeting, and they want to make their voices heard.
I'm really proud of Conway City Council for allowing people to comment on this, and I hope that they listen to the people. Ideally, I would like them to probably put this whole thing on pause until we really have more information, till the company comes clean and tells us who they are. And honestly, realistically, I expect the best we can get is a better deal from the company, because the tax abatement and all of the different things that they've lined out just aren't worth it.
The meeting will be held at Conway City Hall and is scheduled from 5 to 6 p.m. In Conway, Carter Thweet, THV 11 News.
All right, Carter, thank you. We do know the company behind the data centers in central Arkansas. Google's subsidiary is set to locate near Wrightsville, south of Little Rock, while its parent company, Alphabet, is also eyeballing a location in the port of Little Rock. Meanwhile, signs of technology doing good. A recent study by researchers with Harvard showing encouraging success for the 988 suicide prevention text line. It found that the number of young people taking their own lives has gone down in states that widely promote the text service. And to experts in Arkansas, it is quick validation that changing how that first contact is made is having an immediate effect.
It's encouraging to know that a really critical resource in the community is actually having the impact that we're hoping for.
Professor Wilburn there says that when texting launched at the Arkansas Crisis Center last year, more youth reached out in 1 month than the number that called on the phone in all of 2024.
Good news for sure. But 21 state troopers and 2 police canines have died in the line of duty since 1948. And today they were honored with the Arkansas State Police annual memorial service. Attorney General Tim Griffin among the group of local and state leaders at the ceremony, as was Major Ron Casey, who had this to say about those who made the ultimate sacrifice.
I worked almost 34 years as a trooper, and I thought I'd went through some sacrifices. I missed ball games, I missed dates with my wife, missed birthdays, but I didn't sacrifice, not like your loved ones did.
The ceremony ended with each of the family members present receiving a rose as a reminder of their bravery and dedication. Well, after the break, the latest from our Red, White, and You series, how one man turned in his military uniform for scrubs after his deployment.
Thursday, Friday will feature dry conditions, but going into the weekend, that rain chance starts to return, especially for South Arkansas on Saturday, but a better chance of more coverage of scattered showers and thunderstorms, unfortunately, for Mother's Day. I'll have more on that weekend forecast coming up.